From the health perspective, two different providers that I have listened to for actually three. One is health, two are health, and one is exercise that I've listened to for a long time and I have a lot of respect for. And so feel good about you recommending those for people to listen to and think about their messages and what they have to say. So from the health perspective, just general health, but also from the histamine intolerance perspective, one of the folks that I always go to when I'm thinking about something is Dr. Mark Hyman. And he is a functional medicine doctor. He is an MD. He had his own health journey. He also supported his mother through a health journey. He's, I don't know, roughly my age, in his 60s, I think. So very knowledgeable, very personable. And one of the things that he does is he does videos and shorties where he's just talking about different issues, but he also does a lot of interviews of experts in the field. So I really recommend looking at him. Anything that he does is value add. They're high quality videos, a lot of good ideas. Like anything, just take what works for you and leave the rest behind, right? I'm not an MD. I'm not a medical advisor. I'm not saying follow all of Dr. Mark Hyman's suggestions. What I'm saying is be smart, think about your own health, be your own health advocate, and he is a very good resource for that. The other person is that I have talked about in other videos is Dr. Yonit Arthur. She is an audiologist who now has a YouTube channel called The Steady Coach, which when I was in the thick of my BPPV, before they really understood that I had vertigo, listening to her videos to understand what was happening with me, to understand what it is overall, what vertigo and BPPV are overall, and also to listen to other people's stories, people that have come through the other side. All of those things were incredibly valuable. And particularly the last thing was the videos where she interviews people that have had sometimes long journey with vertigo and BPPV, struggle with saying that, BPPV, benign, I never get it right. Benign, I'm not even going to try. Look up Dr. Yo on The Steady Coach. And anyway, the motivational videos were the one thing in the beginning that gave me hope that I was going to come through this, that I was not going to have somebody else driving me around for the rest of my life, that I was not going to be nauseous for the rest of my life, that I was not going to have a blinding headache for the rest of my life, and ear pressure. So her information is incredibly valuable. And then the third one that I have really liked, during the pandemic, we were all looking for different things to do. And one of the things that I started doing was, and I'm not saying I'm good at this, I'm not saying I'm deep into this. What I'm saying is I found this to be useful for me, and I do it periodically, is Qigong. Integrate body movement, gentle exercise, and very gentle meditative state. And one of the practitioners that is on YouTube, he does happen to live near me, but he's mostly YouTube at this point, is Holden Qigong, Holden, Holden Qigong. So check him out. I'm going to have to edit that one a lot. Another YouTuber that I really like for Qigong is Qi Yoga with LuChin. In terms of the fashion and beauty world, there's two that I have looked at over the years. I like them because they're very authentic. They are real women talking about real things, and there's not a lot of editing. They like to show, their foibles. They laugh, they make things fun. They don't take themselves too seriously, which I think is really good. You got to have a little bit of joy in life. In that realm, the two that I am talking about today are Anna Ried, and I don't know if she has a different handle. Anna, ANNA-RIED, Anna Ried. And what she does is, she's, I think, a 40-something, and she talks about, she might be a 30-something. I might have just insulted her. Sorry, Anna, if I did that. She is a young woman who is really fun and energetic, and she talks about different things that are happening in the fashion world that regular people can relate to. She lives in Florida. Sometimes she talks about high-end stuff, but oftentimes she just talks about regular stuff. What's happening now in 2025 versus what was happening in 2024? What are the kind of trends that look good on people with different body types? What are the best jeans to buy? All those kinds of things. I like those. I work with mostly 40-somethings, and I like to stay a little bit current, not terribly current, but just a little bit current. So I love Anna Ried for that. And then another YouTube channel that I visit often is Pretty Over 50. Kimberley, I think, is now in her 60s. And she started this when she was in her 50s. And what she wanted to figure out was, can I improve how I look without using Botox and fillers and having any kind of surgeries? Just like through naturally making an effort on your own side, can you improve how your skin looks? And can you improve the waddle on your neck and the jowls on the side of your face? And she has really made that a fun journey to watch. And she does get sent a lot of stuff, so she's always doing previews. She's also a woman on the go, and she oftentimes shares that in her videos. Pretty over 50, Kimberley, I've watched you for years. Another category is thinking about YouTube in your 60s. So this category is going to include people that are below 60, right? 40s, 50s, 60s. But here are a couple of different folks that I've been watching in the last couple of months. There are many people that are fun and entertaining, but I've really liked all of these, again, because they're just getting started or they're coming into their stride. They're fun and exciting to watch. I find their videos very motivating, and I learn a lot each time I watch them. The first one is Rob the Maritimer. He lives in the Maritimes in Canada. He does a lot of his filming outdoors, which I really love. But what he's talking about is starting a YouTube channel and the ups and downs of a YouTube channel. He has quite a big following at this point. He's very relatable. He's one of the people that in the last couple of weeks when I've been thinking about starting this channel just really made me take the leap. I was watching him and I'm like, hey, Rob can do it, I can do it. So shout out to you, Rob the Maritimer. I really have enjoyed watching your videos. Getting Bolder with Kim is super fun. She's in her 70s, same thing. She started out just low tech, turning on her camera or turning on her computer, and she started talking. She's hilarious. She has a lot to say. She is one of the women that I've been thinking about that just makes aging look fun. I want young women to see all these other women that are having fun in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. And Kim, she makes it look fun. She makes it look easy. Small Retired Life with Raina. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful aesthetic. One of her very first videos went viral because it is a very timely topic for people in their 50s and 60s. I'll give you just one little teaser there. She was laid off, and that's what started her YouTube channel and really went viral at that point. And she's continued to just talk about a small retired life. She has an incredible aesthetic. She's fun to watch, and she has a lot to say as well. And the last one I will say is she's not active anymore. She actually passed, is Batty Winkle. And she was in her 90s and she was a YouTube sensation. I did not discover her until she had already passed, but I've gone back and I've watched a lot of her videos. I really encourage you to do that if you want to find joy in your life as you age and you want to have an inspiring way to think about doing that. In the art realm and the finding your passions realm, I discovered a woman. She lives in the UK. Her name is Wendy, and her channel is called The Unexpected Gypsy. She is just magical. Her art is beautiful. Her filming is amazing. She's a very interesting character, and I have found her to be fascinating to watch. I've been watching her, I don't know, maybe 2 years, and I don't relate to every single thing she says, but I relate to so many things she says, even though she's a very different person from me. And I also, where I have been watching it is, I've mentioned this probably in so many videos. I'm getting back into doing art again after being told when I was young that I didn't really have any talent, and now not caring, now that I'm in my 60s, I've started getting into art again. I've been drawing, I've been painting. I do a lot of crafting and grandma activities, as they say. So anyway, I find her very inspiring. I watch her on a regular basis. Every time she puts something out, I watch it and I really enjoy it. I am going to say on the grandma activity thing, I read recently studies are showing that grandma and grandpa activities are one of the things that keeps you young as you age. So in terms of in the grandma realm, it's things like trying new recipes, learning how to can food, learning how to pickle food, learning how to quilt, gardening, anything that is taking some of your brain power to really figure out that project and keeping you active. All of those things keep you young. So I encourage everybody to spend a time on YouTube figuring out what your hobbies are and your passions are, or if you don't have them, get on YouTube, figure out what you might want to try to learn, and that is going to help you to age gracefully. And in that, great segue for that, a couple of the things that I have used to learn more about knitting specifically. I taught myself how to knit during the pandemic, and I spent a lot of time with Davina on Sheep and Stitch. She has many different videos. Some are short, some are long, and they talk you through how to actually knit, literally how to learn how to knit. And then once you have learned how to knit, all the different types of stitches, and you can just do them along with her. What I would do is, I did in the very beginning, I just did swatches. So I was atrocious at knitting in the beginning, and then I got a little bit better and I started making my swatches. And what I would do is I would turn on one of her shorty videos and I would just listen to what she said, pause it, do the thing. Listen a little bit more, pause it, do the thing. She has a really great way of teaching and explaining knitting. She's fun to listen to, really engaging. So definitely check out Davina at Sheep and Stitch. And then this is not a YouTube thing, I don't think. I might be wrong about that. But another really good site for learning about knitting and finding patterns and finding a knitting community is Ravelry. So if you don't know about that, check that out if you're into knitting. These are some of the YouTubers that I've been thinking about and watching and find motivating over the last year or so. As I always say, if you like this video, if you like the content, please like and subscribe. And the reason why is that if you do those two things, then this video will find its way into the YouTube algorithms and more people will be able to see the content. The other thing is, I really love comments. Please share comments, share other YouTubers that you like and you find inspiring, and we will all learn from each other. All right, thanks so much for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you from Victoria at Finding My Voice. Testing, testing, testing. Gotta check the look, gotta check the positioning. Gotta have some B-roll. Gotta always love the B-roll. Oh my goodness. Good morning. Happy B-roll. Okay, what I hope is the final positioning check for the B-roll. All right, let's see how we did.